Good Monday morning, folks. It's Monday, January 13th, and we're looking at The Winds of War by Richard Berg. Well, 1944, the Japanese wanting to make American citizens feel like that they weren't untouchable because, the geography of the United States was situated in such just made it hard to be attacked by any of the powers that be, the Axis powers. But so they understood a jet stream much better than we did. Even they understood a jet stream, and they made these souped up weather balloons, and they sent them across in the jet stream patterns with incendiary bombs attached to hopefully cause fires and mass panic in the United States, because they understood they were huge forests in the Pacific Northwest. So and about 150 around there actually made it to the U.S. They killed a few people. They killed a party of 6, I think, in Oregon. I think years later, after they hit a nuclear weapons facility or a nuclear facility in Washington State, it just knocked the electricity out for a while, thankfully. So I think years later, somebody found one and it exploded out and killed someone. And just a couple years ago, up in British Columbia, there was one found. So Japan, in the attempt to spread mass panic, it didn't work real well, but you gotta like the attempt. Well, why would you make a game over this? This is the interesting part. Richard Berg, one of the best war game designers, one of the biggest names in war games. He just passed this past year. But one of the biggest names in war games, he's famous for the campaign in North Africa, which is that large, intensive, heuristic simulation of the North Africa campaign. My personal favorites from him are Blackbeard. I think it's a great game. It's a great game. Solitaire, it's a great game to play with other people. Great game, Blackbeard. Another good game, I like Geronimo. I don't own Geronimo, but I've played it several times. I got a friend that owns it. Geronimo's a good game. But Richard Berg, he's known for a lot of chrome in his games. He's got close to 200 designs credited to him. And I guess it's about 2008 or 9, there was a discussion on Consim World about, is there a historical anything historical that you could not simulate in a paper game? And Richard Berg said, no, you could simulate anything. And, kind of was shooting off his mouth. People took it as that. And so there came up a poll. Let's make something hard to simulate. And there was polls taken. Some people who were picked to pick. This is what was picked. The balloon attacks upon the Pacific Northwest, Japan made in 1944. Another one that was big was picking, that they were going to pick, was that was in the running, was the Children's Crusade. And as Berg said, he would have rather done this than the Children's Crusade. He thought that would have been harder. So this is the game, and it was published in ATO Against the Odds. I forget which Against the Odds magazine it was published in, but this is the game, and I think it's so cool that you do that. You talk about something like that, and you say, yeah, anything can be designed. Any warfare can be designed. And then you do it. Not played it. I understand it's not a great game, but I think it's just cool, the idea that he actually took up that challenge actually was challenged and actually took that challenge, and actually it was published. And this is the Winds of War. Japan strikes back at America. Massive transoceanic bombing attacks by balloon. Complete simulation, including 17 by 22-inch map and 120 counters, all full color. Game designed by Richard H. Berg. Copyright 2008. Yeah, it must have been about 2003, I guess, that on Constant World was going on, the discussion, because it was later that he actually made it. Let's open this up. Let's see what we got. A lot of counters. What did I say? 120 counters? That seems that's a few counters. This wasn't the game in that issue of ATO, I don't believe. This was just a mini game. A mini type game, if you will. Well, it's counters. There's some of the counters. Oh, half-inch. Oh, half-inch counters. I'll look at those in a minute. They are pretty, though. The counters are pretty. That's the... Let's look at the map. It might be a 17 by 22-inch map, but we've got all the rules on here. Wow. Not a lot of rules. I like it that it's all on one piece, though. There's the map. Point to point, obviously. Japanese victory points. Japanese activity, U.S. resource. Okay. Starting each turn, playing the turn, moving balloons. Purpose of the game. The Japanese player's plan is to not only blow up or set on fire enough buildings, people, forests, and other such objects to reduce American efficiency, but to create fear and chaos among the locals, in great part in revenge for the Doolittle's bombing raid on Tokyo in 1942. That's a game. That's a good game. I got that one. But here we got here. Balloon effect table. Let's look at that. That should be a kindly of a hoot. Balloon effect table. Kill civilians. Fire. Sighted, no damage. Kill civilians. Fire. Sighted, no damage. Explosion. Kill civilians. Sits. Areas on fire. Sighted, no damage. Explosions. Destroys buildings. Destroys power lines. Sighted, no damage. That's kind of cool. I mean, I just think the game. No one's ever accused it of being a great game, but I think the idea of it's just pretty good. There's the counter. The counters look somewhat different. I'm assuming you're going to deal with altitude and whatnot, because those very simple counters, but they're pretty counters. Pretty counters. That's a two-player game, as I believe. I don't know what the U.S. is, how the U.S. is going to defend against something like that. There's the win, but yeah, it's not. Doesn't look like a whole lot. But I just thought it was a cool game because of the ideas and what went on. Okay, that's it. Winds of War. Yeah, you can find it. It doesn't cost too much when you find it, so pick it up if you're interested. I mean, that's for me, that's one of the big things about all games I play is, what time period they're in. What's the theme? Does the theme come through? Does it sum up right? Huge for me, and the more obscure, the better. So that's why I love a game like this. I don't know when I'll play it or if I'll play it. I'm assuming I'll play it sometime. But, I just wanted y'all to see it and thought it was a cool story. So y'all have a great day. Be good out there. See y'all later.